Do you know what it feels like still, people? You were raised by Goku and Uncle Iroh and Vegeta and Naruto. The list goes on. And then they look at you and proceed to say, oh, who's Goku? And then you proceed to be like, oh, so you might not have seen Dragon Ball. You may not have seen Naruto. You may not have seen Avatar: The Last Airbender. I mean, get help. But it's fine. It's fine. I'll show you who it is. And then you show them and they're like, oh, cartoons.
He's right there.
Yeah. And then they give you that same look of, are you psychotic? Are you crazy? Are you still just a child who hasn't grown up? And I'm like,
you want to play games? Okay. I'll play with you. Come on. Okay. Do you want to play rough? Okay. Uno. Say hello to my little friend.
Damn, I'm around people who think, yeah, to be a real man, you need to be listening to drug dealer, gang banging ass dudes. Yeah, man. I got all the hoes and bimbos, I'm the dude, woo woo. You need to be watching action movies like Commando. Commando was tough, by the way, and Rambo, and you know, the real men be watching that type of stuff, not childish ass cartoons. I mean, what happened to your real father? That's what they ask me, and I say, well, this is a very unique and long story, but to keep it short for you, hit me.
When the four corners of this cocoon collide.
If people are able to overlook the fact that cartoons are associated with being childish, or animation in general is associated with being childish, they would genuinely experience some of the greatest storytelling, some of the greatest world building and character building, some of the greatest lessons in all of fiction. But people just can't overlook that fact. I don't know what this is. Like, there was a time, and it still is here kind of, but not really, where if you weren't a fan of anime, you were looked at as a weirdo. You were so ostracized and you were so singled out and you were a loner. You know, kind of like how Naruto was singled out and he was meant to be an outcast because he had the nine-tailed fox inside him, and everybody was like, damn, you're a weirdo.
Oh, you motherfuckers. Okay. All right. I'm putting cases on all you bitches. Huh? You think you can do this shit? Jay! You think you can do this to me?
Everybody's like, damn, you watch cartoons as a grown-ass man, you're a weirdo. As a grown-ass woman, you're a weirdo, because you see the value and stories in that. But they don't understand we were raised by these cartoons, by these childish cartoons. When Mufasa said to Simba,
how can I go back? I'm not who I used to be.
Remember who you are. You are my son and the one true king.
I know that sent chills down all of our spines. I know that made you feel some type of way. Feel away, feel away, feel away. I stop listening to things you say. You don't mean it anyway, right? Right? Anybody? No? Okay, maybe it's just me. Whatever. I remember watching Shrek 2 when Shrek had the opportunity to stay a normal person, a normal human being, because he wanted to give up the fact that he was an ogre who was looked at as an outcast and it wasn't accepted. And Shrek was like, you know what? Hey, for us to be more accepted, I'll stay a normal human. Giving it up for the woman he loves, which was one of the most touching things I've ever seen in my entire life. But the woman, Fiona, was like, bro, no, me and you are gonna be ogres together. That's why I fell in love with you. I fell in love with you because you were you. I don't want you to change yourself for me. I don't want you to change yourself for anything. You helped me accept the worst part of myself, which was being an ogre. And when you see that touching story there, it shows you, one, there's always somebody for you. Shrek thought, oh, he's gonna die alone, there's never gonna be anybody for him, there's no way a princess could ever love a stupid, ugly ogre like him. His words, not mine. Then he came across Fiona, and slowly but surely they start building that rapport, the attraction, and then, long story short, they ended up together with a bunch of kids, lived happily ever after. The moral of the story in that one is like, there's always a person for you, and secondly, the right person for you is not gonna want you to change. Like, all these lessons you're able to extrapolate from the story, but it's just childish cartoons though, right? You remember that time when Uncle Iroh was giving Zuko a life lesson when Zuko was like, damn, look how we're living. We've just got a tea shop and we're just living like we're peasants, essentially. And
I know we've had some difficult times lately. We've had to struggle just to get by. But it's nothing to be ashamed of. There is a simple honor in poverty.
Uncle Iroh was like, there is no shame in humility. There is no shame in living a normal life and a simple life. In today's day and age, especially, that lesson applies heavily. It's like everybody wants to make it seem like they're living this glamorous life, the glitz and the glamour. They're always in a different country. They've got every single thing which you could only hope to have. And it's a lesson we all need to have, you know? It's a lesson we all need to remember. We also learned, this kind of an indirect one, it's not like in your face.
What are you doing?
Give us a raise, loser.
You know, you guys have been working harder. I think you deserve a raise. We can negotiate your new rates later in the week, but for now, how's $20 sound? Keep up the good work.
Benson was actually a very good boss. Like when you're a kid, you're like, oh, Benson, he's always getting angry. Benson, he's a terrible boss. I guarantee you wish you had a boss like Benson if you work in one of these places that have one of these terrible bosses. A lot of bosses have this inferiority complex, or should I say superiority complex, where they feel like they need to boss you around to assert their dominance or power. Benson just wanted you to do your work, and that was it. And when you did your work, you got rewarded accordingly. That's what a good boss does. You got rewarded accordingly, but unfortunately, he had Mordecai and Rigby, who were literally like the antithesis to Benson's character, which is just slackers, just people who never do the job.
Ah, this is hopeless. Benson is never gonna appreciate us. Anyone who reads that book will think we're complete slackers.
What if we change it? We can rewrite it so we look like the employees of the century.
Dude, let's go change that book.
You can make money off anything. Because if I can make money off water, why can't I make money off air? Who got a patent on air? Because we can't breathe without it.
Another massive lesson I learned from cartoons as well, and by the way, if you're somebody who's into animation, the only reason why I'm referring to it as cartoons, because that's what most people just associate it as. Like, I understand it's not cartoons, trust me, I'm not just some ignorant fool. Okay, I do understand that it's animation, animated, but for the sake of this video, we just refer to it as cartoons. Okay, capiche, capiche. You talking to me? You talking to me?
You talking to me? You talking to me?
I don't know why I just say random movie references when it doesn't even make any sense. That's another thing as well. You know what's crazy? When you're there, right, trying to make a movie reference or an anime reference and then nobody gets it. Like, for example, I remember sometimes I'll be in the gym and I'll be like, oh, hey, man, I'm about to go Super Saiyan before the set. And then people just look at me like, what's bro talking about? And I'm like, oh, I need my people, man.
I didn't care anymore. I didn't care about being better than Kakarot. I didn't care about being a Super Saiyan. I didn't care if I lived. I didn't care about anything. And then it happened.
Other lessons as well are something where it's like you have to read in between the lines. It's not like straight in your face. Like, for example, in Kung Fu Panda, when you're a kid, you're just rooting for Po to be the dragon warrior. You're just rooting for the hero to win. But then as you get older, you start analyzing the villains. For example, Tai Lung, he was not an actual villain. Master Shifu was the real villain if you look in that story, because Master Shifu fed Tai Lung all these hopes and dreams.
You were not meant to be the dragon warrior. That was not my fault.
Not your fault? Who filled my head with dreams? Who drove me to train until my bones cracked? Who denied me my destiny?
You shouldn't be feeding these delusions of grandeur into a kid, right? Tai Lung was just a child, bro. He was just a kid, and he just looked up to his master, and this master was molding him to be this dragon warrior, this legendary warrior. And then as he got older, he was now just shunned away, you know, just set aside, you know. And it's like a lesson of like, look, you have to create your own path, you have to create your own destiny. And it's like, you can't always just go with what your master or guardian or parent wants you to do. It's also another lesson which is showed in Avatar: The Last Airbender, where Zuko wanted to get his father's approval. Zuko had experienced this whole thing of like, he got burnt by his father because he had an Agni Kai, because he spoke out of turn. So his father had to prove his loyalty to his father by, you know, punishing Zuko and everything. And then he banished Zuko as well, shortly after. And he's like, listen, for you to regain your honor, for you to regain my love, for you to regain my trust and your rightful, you know, place as the prince, you need to go on this wild goose chase and capture the Avatar, who we haven't seen from or heard from in over 100 years. His father was setting him on this wild goose chase, and it actually turned out to not be a wild goose chase. And then that's where Zuko kind of started like realizing a lot of things. Like, damn, why am I on this journey trying to capture the Avatar? Why am I blindly just going with this? Why am I even trying to get my father's approval? Why am I even trying to get my father's love? Why am I even trying to impress this bum-ass dude? Why am I even trying to do this stuff, right? And he had the help of Uncle Iroh to make him realize this as well, because Uncle Iroh always said to him, you need to look inward. You need to ask yourself the real hard-hitting questions. I'm kind of butchering what he was saying, but something along those lines.
I know my own destiny, Uncle.
Is it your own destiny? Or is it a destiny someone else has tried to force on you? It's time for you to look inward and begin asking yourself the big questions. Who are you? And what do you want?
Zuko's character development and redemption arc is genuinely one of the greatest in all of animation. Genuinely. And if people overlook the fact that animation is looked at as kids' shows, they would understand these things. Okay, in so many animations or animated shows as well, you're kind of warned as well. We had this one specific character, I think it was in Amazing World of Gumball, where he worked a job, right, and he basically started malfunctioning because he was so sure he had life figured out. And he was saying,
Larry, what do you think the meaning of life is?
Work. It's important to be useful. Look at me. I got it all figured out. I get up, I shower, I come to work, I work all day, I go home, I go to sleep. I get up, I shower, I come to work, I work all day, I go home, I go to sleep. I get up, I shower, I come to work. I get up, I shower, I come to work, I work all day, I go home, I go to sleep. I get up, I shower, I come to work, I work all day, I go home, I go to sleep.
Yeah, I come to work, I do my job, I go home. I come to work, I do my job, I go home, I come to work. And then it started malfunctioning, and you realize, like, damn, like, they tried warning us when we were kids, like, yo, this will be your future. You think you got it all figured out, right? Oh yeah, your destiny is just to work a job and just die? That's it? What? I think that also happened in the B movie as well, where it's like,
most bee jobs are small ones, but bees know that every small job, if it's done well, means a lot. But choose carefully, because you'll stay in the job that you pick for the rest of your life.
The same job for the rest of your life? I didn't know that.
What's the difference?
Woo.
So you'll just work us to death?
We'll sure try.
damn, like, what are we living in? Like, why is this really what the purpose of my entire life is gonna boil down to? Just working and dying? Like, what? For some reason, we are the first generation to question this stuff as well. And I believe
Aang can save the world.
Animation had a massive thing to do with this, you know? Because in animation, you're able to also show, like, in reality, in normal TV shows, you can do that as well, and they have done that in a lot of examples, but not to the same degree as what, like, animation, you know? I think animation is genuinely beautiful, and just animation in itself is one of the purest forms of art, you know, because it's like, it's hand drawn, it comes from drawing, right? When you look at it that way, like, oh, yo, animation is literally an art form. It's literally an art form. It's like, it shows you what's possible. Like, you can tell a story and you can change and captivate people's lives through storytelling. Like, literally, I wouldn't be the person you're seeing today. Many people, millions of people would not be the people you see without animation. A lot of people started the gym because of Dragon Ball. A lot of people learned forgiveness because of Naruto. A lot of people learned to be free because of Luffy. A lot of people learned to accept themselves because of Shrek. A lot of people learned so many lessons in the most odd ways, like, because of animation, you know? So honestly, I'm just very appreciative and grateful of just, honestly, movie, like film in general, but also animation. Like, I love animation, you know?
Favorite anime villain? Probably from Bleach.
Okay.
The Anacar #4 is probably my guy because first of all, 4 is my favorite number. But when Kurosaki was you know, Ichigo was fighting, you know, all the Anacar or whatnot, and they got to him when he transformed into like this winged beast or whatever. I just remember this fight between him and the first time Kurosaki really let his the mask and his hollow side really take over, and he just went on a rampage and he just like dusted him off real quick, real like, you know, barbaric, foot on his head, blaster like straight in his face. I just remember that battle being super epic. So I think #4, one of the Anacar, the Hollows, was like probably my favorite villain.
So anyways, I appreciate you guys for watching. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Let me know what the most transformative animation or even just movie in general you've seen is in the comments below, and tell me why. I would love to see some of you guys' stories and comments. So yeah, appreciate you guys for watching again. Like and subscribe if you're new. And I'm going to catch you in the next video. Love. Me. Just go.